Hello there guys, welcome to the Untitled Tarot with me, Natasha. So if you are one of my subscribers, welcome back. If you are new here, hopefully you enjoy this reading, and if you do so, consider hitting that subscribe button so then you can come back and see me more often. So today's reading, I like to do these kinds of readings fairly frequently because sometimes we can get bogged down in a lot of love readings and kind of some of the heavier stuff. So sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of an ego boost, enjoy your reading, and this is what people love about you. So this is like your friends, your family, what do they love? So we have 3 piles for you guys today. We have pile 1 here with the, I believe it's rose calcite. I got this as a gift, and I believe it's rose calcite mushroom. Very cute. And then it's gonna roll. There we go. And then in the middle we have this tourmalated quartz tower. So if you're drawn to this one, this is pile number 2. And then pile number 3 at the end here. Oh gosh, knocking things over. We have this blue aragonite palm stone. So yeah, see which one you are drawn to. It's kind of similar to, it kind of looks a bit like Caribbean calcite, but it's much darker and it doesn't have so much of like the light banding. Caribbean calcite's a bit lighter than this. So yeah, see which one you are drawn to. You can check out the timestamps in the description box, or also I do leave it as a comment, a pinned comment down below, whatever's easier for you guys. And I will see you in your reading. Hello to my pile 1. So if you chose this rose calcite mushroom, then this is your reading. So I'll leave this there for you to see. So we're looking at what do people love about you. So let's just get into it. It's not going to be a super long reading, but hopefully it's a very uplifting reading. So we have, with the Spirit Song Tarot, 6 of shells. Sorry if you can't see this, I had to delay recording due to a visitor. So 10 of crystals, and it's so annoying, I've ordered a ring light, so hopefully in the future my video is going to be a bit better lit, but it's not coming till a little bit later. So this is hopefully the last poorly lit one. And we have the Tower, King of Crystals, you have so this is the Lovers reversed, and you have Ace of Acorns, and Warrior Woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Pillar of Light, your vibration is rising, you are the Oracle. Chimpanzee, use both your intuition and your intellect to solve problems or get answers to your question. And Impulse, reflect and redirect your energy. So guys, what do people love about you? First of all, I want to say that with that 6 of shells energy kind of starting off this reading, that is such a beautiful energy. And I think what people love about you is, for me, this feels like the ability to form like a deep kind of spiritual connection. And don't get me wrong, we're not all going to be soul family or soul tribe, but sometimes when somebody just really gets you and you're able just to see people for who they are, and I feel like you can really get to who they are very quickly, and you maybe get to see sides of people that others just don't, because you're just a very comforting, kind soul that I feel like people really feel like they can open up to. And so people really enjoy that about you. I feel like often you may feel like the only person that people can really be truly them around. Maybe there's aspects of themselves they hide around others, but not around you. It feels like you are somebody that doesn't judge. And with this kind of, these two crystal energies, what I'm really feeling is that for you guys, you feel very stable, and you're somebody that kind of like, obviously this card has literally stability on there, and I feel like people love you because you're somebody as well that shows up. Maybe sometimes you don't have the best boundaries, maybe sometimes you show up, you know, even if people feel like maybe they're unloading their issues on you, but no matter what, you're somebody that does show up for them, and that is, you know, something that is really, really appreciated amongst your friends and your family. You give this sense of stability, always being there to like listen and give out good advice, I feel, as well with that King of Crystals, you know, whether it is, I feel like for me what I'm getting about you, even though the King of Crystals, you know, maybe seen as giving out good advice like financial advice and more materialistic stuff, I see you as being somebody that is able to give out just general good advice. And it could be life advice. I feel like you probably are on the more spiritual side. Obviously you are watching a tarot reading, so generally people watching tarot readings would be a bit more spiritual, but I feel like you really guide people through. So with that Tower, I kind of don't see this as you. I feel like you very much guide others through their like dark patches. Maybe you have been through that before. Maybe you've kind of gone through, you know, dark night of the soul. Maybe you've had periods of your life that have been kind of darker, and you've made it through, and it means that you're able to help others. Or even if you haven't, maybe you're very in touch with your spirit guides and your intuition, and if you are kind of in touch with that side, even if you haven't gone through you know, some difficult patches yourself, often you actually give very good advice because you're tapping into almost what that person needs to hear. You can hear it from your spirit guides and kind of like the universe. So I feel like you're somebody that gives very good advice. And you know, with this pillar of light, it's like your vibration is rising. I feel like maybe people have seen you go through like a bit of a spiritual transformation, and they really do see you as that kind of pillar of light. I don't think you're somebody that is like that has that kind of toxic positivity. I see you as being you are a realist, and you can you know, you give good advice, but you're not going to be like somebody like, oh, why are you sad? Like, oh, like, buck up, everything's going to be fine, you know, there's people going through worse than you. I don't see you as being that person, but you're just somebody that's, you know, people see you as kind of like an oracle because you just seem to know the answer to everything. And I feel like that's probably part of your calling. It's just people, I feel like maybe you are kind of like a healer, maybe you also have some sort of psychic gifts, and people see that as very much your calling is just helping other people, and they see you as this very just a very wise old soul, very caring. I'm kind of getting Queen of Cups vibes, but she's not here, is how I'm like, if there was a card that represented you, it kind of feels very like Queen of Cups. Then we have the Lovers here reversed, and for this card it makes me think of choices, and because it's reversed, I feel like there's always, it's kind of like there is no choice, as in like you don't make people like an option. I feel like you put a lot of energy into people, and if they needed you there, you're kind of not going to consider, you know, other things. You're not going to be like, oh well, actually I'm busy. You're gonna always put people first. And you know, people, you know, maybe you have some issues with boundaries, and people do if you do have issues with boundaries, people do tend to love you as well, because you know they have access to you. But it is something, you know, people do love. But even if you do start putting up boundaries, people aren't going to love you less. Don't you worry about that. And with this Ace of Acorns, you know, I'm getting, when I see that ram, it is making me think of Aries vibes. I feel like you are kind of that confident, yeah, you kind of have this air of confidence about you that makes people feel at ease. And I think that's why, you know, you have that stability there. You just make people think like everything's going to be okay. And as I said, yeah, it's not in this like very false, it's not in that kind of really fake positivity way or toxic positivity way. It's just in a very real, like, they feel like if you're giving them advice, they know it's going to be good advice because you're just that sort of confident person. And I love the fact that you guys have got the chimpanzee card, because you know, chimpanzees are very, very intelligent animals, but also they are very much like us. They are emotional creatures, and I feel like you are definitely somebody that has that intelligence, but most importantly what I feel like you guys have is a lot of emotional intelligence. And you know, what I'm drawn to is like solving the problems and getting the answers. And I feel like that's what you are for people. You are somebody that helps solve their problems, and they're so thankful and they love the fact that they have you in their life, because it's almost like they don't have to worry so much. And impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy, and you know, I feel like that's what you help, that's what you bring to the table with that kind of, you know, creative energy, that being in touch with spirit. I feel like you are somebody that is a natural born problem solver, and you help everyone get past these like impasses and blockages in their lives. And yeah, that's why people love you. It's just you are somebody that they're so comfortable around, and they feel like they have such a deep connection with you. It's really, you have such a truly like lovely energy about you. Yeah, so that's your reading, guys. Hopefully this was a bit confidence boosting. Let me know what you thought down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to see more content like this, you know, I have some ego boosting content. We have some, you know, sometimes we do have some heavier stuff. We have stuff on situationships, and you know, going into your own blockages, that kind of stuff. But I'd love for you to join us in this little community that we're growing. So please do subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video. See you later. Hi pile 2, if you chose the tourmalated quartz tower, really, really lovely crystal, this one. This is your reading. So we are looking at, why do people love you? Hopefully this will be, it'll be about a 10-minute reading. Hopefully it will be very ego boosting. So let's take a look at your cards. We have everything is fine. So this is a 10 of Swords. It is an artwork card, but I quite like this quite like using this one in reading, so I do keep it in there. We have Page of Swords, and we have the Queen of Swords. And then we have Queen of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and Three of Wands. You have Trust Your Path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Dance with Life. Do something to change your energy. Seagull. Now is the time for deep emotional healing. just going to put that one there, sorry. And we have stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. So what do people love about you? What do your friends, family, what do they love about you? So with this everything is fine, what I'm getting from this card is that you are somebody that almost like keeps soldiering on, like no matter what has gone wrong, no matter how many, you know, no matter how many times something has failed, or you feel like you've had a hold back is not the right word, you've been held back, I don't know, is that right? You know what I'm saying. No matter how many kind of times you've had to start over or whatever, you kind of just pick yourself up and you're like, nope, everything's fine, keep going on, and you know, you'll find new ways. So obviously this top row is a lot of swords energy, so I am getting the sense that you guys are quite intelligent as well, so people really do love that about you. I feel like you can hold your own in no matter what conversation you kind of enter. I feel like you're somebody that's very smart with your words, and also with that Page of Swords, what people love about you is I feel like they always, and the Queen of Swords actually, these two together, I feel like people love the fact that maybe they always know where they stand with you, because sometimes that can be an issue with people, like they say one thing but they actually mean something else, and that's not the case with you. And I think people really do love that about you, the fact that, you know, you will, with that Page of Sword, I feel like you will communicate with people quite truthfully, quite honestly, and you know, maybe at times you can be a bit cutting with your words with that Queen of Swords, maybe if you're not feeling, maybe if someone's really pissed you off, but you know, people know where they stand and you're not afraid. I feel like with the Dance in Life as well, I get the sense that you're really not afraid to switch things up. You're not afraid to make changes in your life to kind of to make it better, and I feel like that's, you know, with that Dance with Life, you're somebody that does switch up your energy. So if there's maybe you have like a lot of you have made like a lot of changes, whether physically, maybe you're somebody that's like, I'm going to change my energy, let's dye my hair pink. You're just somebody that does mix things up and keeps people on their toes, and that makes you quite exciting, I feel like, to be around. And you know, with all that kind of sword energy, people, maybe when they first meet you, they're going to think, oh, maybe they're going to be a bit cold, because, you know, sometimes if you're intelligent and you're good at holding a conversation, people think that, you know, intelligent people aren't going to be kind of like spiritual, when they're not going to be, you know, more emotional. But that's not the case with you. With this Queen of Cups here, I feel like you do have that beautiful, you know, spiritual side, so you can talk in depth about that kind of stuff as well as, you know, the more traditional, maybe traditional like intellectual topics. But you can speak about spirituality, you do believe things, you're very calm, nurturing, you have a really beautiful energy about you that people really love, because you're just, with the kind of that kind of a lot of air energy and a lot of water, it feels like things flow a lot and you're very like fast moving, but it doesn't feel frantic is what I'm getting, especially the fact that you don't have like the Knight of Swords. I feel like if you had the Knight of Swords, I'd feel like you were quite like frantic. And what's interesting as well, you have the seagull, which is obviously a bird, so it makes me think of that air energy, but seagulls are above the ocean, so I feel like you are that kind of mix. And it says here, now is the time for deep emotional healing, but I feel like this is, you know, people love the fact that you maybe you've done that already. Maybe from these kind of Ten of Swords moments, you've kind of done a lot of reflection. You're kind of very healed. You're very like a balanced person. And with that stepping into power, I feel like, you know, being around you, what people love, is maybe, you know, with that kind of that balance that you have, you are so strong, and you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And, you know, people really look up to that. They really admire it. And it is very, I feel like it is so, you know, like, it feels very motivating for other people, and that's why they love you, because I feel like you motivate them to be better. And, you know, you have that trust your path card. I feel like this trust your path, I feel like you know that you have kind of come into your power, and as I said, people find that very motivating. And it's like you now trust the path that you're on, and you kind of, you know where you're headed. Or at least if you're watching this and you're like, I don't feel like I know where I'm headed, people think you do. If you're very good at faking it, if not, and people really believe that you know, you have life figured out. And that's something that they love, because they're just like, oh, we know that X is, you know, they go in places, and we know someone that's really got their head screwed on, and they just feel like if you can do it, they can do it. I feel like you are quite a motivational member of your like friend group or family. And with the Five of Pentacles reversed, as I was saying, you know, air energy could feel a bit cold, but I feel like this is very much the opposite here. I feel like you, oh sorry, my elbow on the table kind of like, oh that was weird, sorry. The Five of Pentacles reversed, I feel like you bring people in from the cold. I feel like you have a very warm energy. There's like a lot of love and a lot of nurturing, as I said with that Queen of Cups. So I feel like you really bring people in from the cold, and I can see you being somebody that, you know, going back to like school, if you saw somebody that was like new, or maybe they didn't have very many friends, you would kind of invite them over to like eat lunch with you, kind of get to know them, introduce them to other people. I feel like you're somebody that is just, you don't like to see anyone by themselves and being left out, and I feel like you're very inclusive, and people really, of course they're going to appreciate that. So especially people that, you know, were feeling alone, you make the world a better place for those kinds of people. And then Three of Wands. I feel like with the Three of Wands, that is kind of like trust in your path. It's like you're standing there and people, I'm just kind of getting like, people may look at you like, why is she standing there, like looking like, there's you can't see any ships on the horizon, why are you even standing there? And it's like you have this deep sense of knowing of what you're going to be, what life's going to bring you. And as I said, I feel like because you really, like, you've really kind of stepped into your power, you're very strong, you know what you want in life, and I feel like people are just very appreciative and loving and motivated by you. So yes, that's everything that I have for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this reading, hopefully it was uplifting and enjoyable. If you like this style, I do obviously I try and do some uplifting readings. I try and do it every week, but you know, sometimes things don't work out. But yeah, do hit subscribe so then you can come back and see me again in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you hopefully in another video. See you later. Hey pile 3, if you chose the blue Argonite palm stone, then this is your reading. So we are going over what is it that people love about you. So your friends, your family, what is it that they love? Hopefully this will be quite an uplifting reading. It'll be about 10 minutes long, so hopefully you will enjoy and hopefully it resonates with you. So let's get going. We have the Hanged Man, Page of Wands, Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and King of Pentacles. And then we have the cards Imrama, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Where are you being called to journey to? Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. You have Elk. I'm not going to pronounce the... I don't know how you say that. Anyway. Stand tall and maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with the respect that you deserve. And then you have reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. So, you guys, I feel like, first of all, one of the things I've really noticed here is that you have obviously a page, a knight, and they all feel like quite young energies. So I'm not saying that you are immature, but I really feel like you have this kind of young at heart feeling. And the thing that I think is what people love about you is when you kind of have that young at heart, you're kind of more in touch with your inner child. It's like you have this feeling that anything is possible, and people really love that, because I think, you know, as we age and we grow older, sometimes we kind of lose sight of, you know, anything is possible. You kind of get trapped in the humdrum of life, you know. Before, especially before COVID, a lot of us maybe don't go out physically to work anymore, just move from our bed to our dining room table or whatever. But I feel like you kind of maybe you've broken the mold, and this is what people love about you, because you make them feel like it's possible to live a life that is better than what we have been programmed to do. So, you know, first of all, with that Hanged Man, I really feel like people love you because you're kind of like the Hanged Man here. The Hanged Man, you know, people would walk past him and be like, what on earth are you doing? Why are you hanging upside down? And he's like, oh, you know, it's a different perspective, isn't it? And people were like, oh, well, I guess so. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. And I feel like that's you. You are the Hanged Man. You are doing something that makes people question their perspective on life, and maybe even deeper. I feel like you're probably quite spiritually connected, maybe more so than just, you know, the average tarot reader. Maybe you are tarot watcher. Maybe you are, you know, very into kind of like Akashic records, like Reiki healing, kind of going deeper into the more spiritual realms, and really kind of getting in touch with like, what is life like, and just I feel like you're probably quite a deep person, and people really do love that about you. And with that Council of Light, you know, helpers in the subtle realm, I feel like people really like the fact that you have this maybe deep connection with your spirit guides and spirit. Like, they feel like you are kind of connected to that spirit realm, and kind of similar to Pile 1. So maybe you want to watch a little bit of Pile 1, that you probably give quite good advice as well. And I really get a feeling with these cards here, with that Page of Wands, you know, Knight of Cups, and that Page of Pentacles, it feels like, you know, these are kind of cards of travel, and it may not be necessarily, you know, physical travel, but, you know, some of you maybe you do have like kind of like a digital nomad lifestyle. Maybe you've been backpacking for a long time. But I feel like people really appreciate that kind of unconventional side of you. But also, if you've not done that kind of traveling, I feel like it's just people really love like the journey that you're on. So whether you have, you know, making a, like with that Knight of Cups, like made a choice to kind of like follow your heart. I feel like people have, like, they love the fact that you've done it, but also they love watching you kind of transform on this journey, because I see this reaching your destination. It's like your light is shining brightly. So I feel like you are very much like a shining light to these people. You're showing them that life doesn't need to be this way. You're very motivational. Kind of similar, again, this is kind of like a little bit of pile 2 as well. I feel like you're almost like a combination of pile 1 and 2, and it is like really beautiful, because with that Page of Wands, I see the Page of Wands as being that kind of somebody that is, you know, really open to like discovery and is enthusiastic and is wanting to like try lots of different things in life. They're not going to be just, you know, I feel like the Page of Wands is somebody that asks questions about everything, and, you know, they're not going to just stick to one path. It's like here, you have that one path here, and it's like there is the path that's going to lead that way as well. So I feel like you kind of get stuck at that crossroads where you're like, oh, there's so many choices to make here. But ultimately, I feel like you are somebody that constantly follows your heart no matter what you do, and you live a very like heart-centered lifestyle, and people really do love that about you, because as I was saying, it's just motivational when you see somebody that is kind of like living their best life, and not in this Instagram sense where it's like, I'm living my best life, like look at all these designer labels I have, and you know, I'm jet setting to Bali and that kind of stuff. I feel like you're truly living your best life, like your most aligned life to your kind of purpose and your heart's desires, and that's something that we should all really, really look up to. And you know, you have the Elk card here where it says stand tall, maintain your dignity no matter what. I feel like that's you. You're kind of, you live your life with dignity and very, you know, true to who you are, and you kind of don't let anyone, if anyone's like questioning maybe your spiritual, you know, your spirituality, you're not gonna back down. You're gonna be like, no, this is what I'm doing, so just leave it. And as I said, you know, you've got the Imrama card again, another card about journeying, and I feel like your life is just one big exciting journey. And I think this bottom row, what I love is the fact it is kind of all pentacles, and it's like, it feels like for me like almost like a little journey. It's like you've got your Page of Pentacles starting out, and it's all about, you know, learning and what do you invest your pentacles into, that kind of thing. And I feel like you're really just investing into you, and all of that is really paying off, because I feel like you're now like, living, as I said, living your best life, and people are just living for it. They're just living for your transformation, your kind of Nine of Pentacles. You're just sat there drinking your wine, living your best life, not giving a crap what other people think about you, and just, yeah, I feel like you are so empowered is what I'm getting, and people are just, as I said, for it. They're just loving it. And you may have started off as the Page of Pentacles, maybe when you started this journey and you wasn't too sure what you were doing, and you're a bit like, oh, do I follow my heart, or do I just go with what I've been told to do in life? And now you're reaping the rewards with this King of Pentacles. You are basically just living it up now, and I feel like people have really taken notice of this, and maybe they're even like starting to implement things that you've done in their own life, and that's, you know, something that they really love you for inspiring them. So yeah, that's everything that I have for you guys. Hopefully you really enjoyed this reading and it was uplifting and enjoyable. If you did, then do make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can make it back to more of my videos, and I will see you guys in another reading. Thank you for watching. See you later.